man in the White House before this president had a pretty good 8 years. I thought that he brought the economy back, and we were respected around the world. But unfortunately, there's a segment of the population that wants to go back, and they're so desperate because I think, for the first time, they're seeing really the death of white male hegemony. It's like this country is becoming more and more what it should be, which is a mixture of all the various
racially ambiguous
immigrants that has made this nation great. I mean, we're all immigrants. No one can say we're original Americans.
Exactly.
Only Native Americans can say that.
That's right. And we all came here one way or the other, and none of us, except for, as you said, except for the Native Americans.
Willingly or not.
Exactly. we all came, we all have our different stories, and we all have our different experiences. But Sonny, before I let you go, I just want you to talk about your latest film very quickly and where it can be seen. And then, of course, we invite you back anytime.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike. I'm finishing up another World War II film, which is really the final in the trilogy of unknown stories of World War II. I like to look at stories that mainstream media doesn't necessarily cover, but for me are equally important as part of the narrative of what is America. America is a work in progress. We're constantly adding to it, but it's the vigor of immigrant grit and immigrant labor that has made us who we are. I mean, I look at in just a few generations what, like in my wife's family, her grandmother came as an illiterate peasant from Italy, and her mother didn't finish high school, and my wife finished college, and our daughter, of course, is now living in New York, and is a writer for some of the big magazines there. So I look at what's happened in just a short period of how each generation has contributed to building America, and it's continuing.
But real quick, tell me what you have coming up and coming out so we can get the chasers out there to support you.
Yeah, it's called An Open Door Holocaust Haven in the Philippines. And it's the story of how the Philippines opened up its doors and its hearts to Jewish refugees fleeing Nazi Europe. And while the rest of the world was trying to figure out how to deal with refugees, the Philippines already had an active rescue plan in process, trying to recruit refugees from Germany and Austria, and offering them not just land and employment, but also citizenship, because they had been classified. And it's funny, when I started it wasn't nearly, it was an interesting story, but nowadays where, refugees and immigrants and, just xenophobic nationalism is so rampant, all of a sudden my story is so, timely, that when you can look at what a small country was able to do and save 1,305 Jews, and now their descendants number over 10,000.
Wow. And Sonny, where will this be released and when?
That's the $64,000 question. I'm finishing up the broadcast version.
Okay.
And I'm going to Amsterdam next week. To screen it.
Sure. Well, I'll tell you what. When you get all the information, I'd like to have you back on and just kind of share some more perspectives, because, you and I have known each other a long time, and I always find it fascinating talking to you, and you always just have such amazing perspectives, and you also back it up with some really sound research. So I just thank you for calling, Sonny. But also, before you go, let me also congratulate you for hitting the 42-year mark on your marriage. That's amazing. And I know we talked about that a little bit. And please give your lovely wife a big hug for us. And but we're
I
going to
shall.
and we thank you for calling, Sonny. And
Yes,
please be
thank
well, my
you.
friend. And I shall contact
too.
you shortly, sir. And thank you for calling in.
Thank you. Thank you for reaching out to me, Mike, and always lovely to talk to you.
Thank you, Sonny, and be well. And of course, that was Sonny Ezon. He is a very highly respected documentary producer, and has been doing it for a long time. And so, he always brings great introspection to the discussion, and we're just so happy to have him.
Wow. Well, that was very, very, very informative. I learned a lot.
Yeah,
So,
I definitely learned some things too.
yeah, that was pretty amazing. And I always love hearing about like the history that we don't really learn in school growing up and stuff like that. So, but I think it's about time for a break after that intriguing conversation that we heard from our guest. So we will continue our top shelf discussion about patriotism as we examine the NFL protest next. And as always, we'll give it to you straight, no chaser. I'll see you after the break.
You're listening to Straight No Chaser. We'll be right back.
First you vote. Get out and vote now. You gotta vote now. All souls to the poll, people. All souls to the poll. You wanna affect change, then get out and vote. This your chance to be heard and give your city some hope. We have to fight hard for this right to be given. So hit the polls and vote. It only takes a few minutes. Hey, you don't wanna miss out on this opportunity. Cause your one vote can make it better for you and me. The strongest force ever is what they call unity. All souls to the poll can really change your community. It's easy, just go register and you can vote now. Get your ballot, make your choice before they close it down. Service announcement brought to you by Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity. It starts with a vote, people. Get out and vote. Get out and vote.
Give me an H. Give me an E. Give me an ROIN. What's that smell? Heroin.
Started at a party, everyone was there. She had a couple pills on a little dare, but now she's missing class and she's dropping her pom-poms. Nobody knows where she is, not even her mom. Everybody thought she was the all-American girl. So there goes the books, it's all about the score. There goes the doggy, life is such a bore. There goes the family, she's got a new friend. There goes the looks, this is the end. I guess she really was the all-American girl.
Pick up heroin and you'll throw away everything you love. Share your stories on Instagram with #heroin.
Welcome to the Community Happy Hour, where we feature free events throughout the country. The 2018 AAPI Youth Summit will be held on Thursday, August 2nd at 12:30 p.m. at the Google office in Washington, D.C. Civic Fest 2018 will be held on Saturday, August 4th at 12 p.m. at the Meridian Hill Malcolm X Park in Washington, D.C. Also on Saturday, August 4th at 9 a.m., Mommies with Motives will host a back-to-school party at the Bucklands Boys and Girls Club in Memphis, Tennessee. Councilman Cedric Creer will host the Ward 5 back-to-school event on Saturday, August the 11th at the Doolittle Community Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. The Back to School Youth Summit will be held on Sunday, August 12th at 1 p.m. at the Harris Stowe State University in St. Louis, Missouri. And finally, the 4th annual Back to School Block Party will be held on Sunday, August 19th at 3 p.m. in the 5200 block of Florence Avenue in Baltimore, Maryland. So come on, everyone, raise your glass, and let's celebrate our wonderful communities. Serving you the issues straight, no chaser, just like you like it. So let's get back to MBZ, Pastor C, and the Chief.
All right, and we are back. Really quick before we jump in, I have a fundraising dinner that I wanted to let everybody know about. It is from the Ethiopian Community Development Council, aka ECDC, based in Arlington, Virginia. They are having a fundraising dinner in support of their refugee resettlement program. And that is going to be Tuesday, September 25th, 2018, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Shiraz Restaurant at 2575 South Decatur Boulevard, Las Vegas, Nevada. And enjoy the night with the best in town, Mediterranean food, and lots of fun activities and raffle winnings. The tickets are $50, and for information, you can call the ECDC African Community Center at 702-836-3334, extension 110. So, now that we have that, we are back. So, let's continue our discussion about patriotism. And before we get too deep, let me remind our audience to call us at 702-425-7789 or to join in on our live chat. But, so this is something that is kind of near and dear to my heart because I'm a sports fanatic. And one of the stories that won't go away is this huge NFL protest issue. Just like many other issues in the country, everybody's kind of divided on the players taking a knee during the national anthem. The owners came up with a new policy that's being challenged by the players that will allow the players to remain in the tunnel while the anthem is played, but if they take the field, they must stand. So, to some people, the action is kind of seen as a slap in the face to our nation because the protest is occurring during the national anthem. And to others, the players are exercising their First Amendment freedoms. So, you know, Money Marv is a former football player. Like I said, I'm a football fanatic. I was a sports trainer in school, and I have aspirations to actually become a sports agent. And you know, it's really interesting thinking about this issue because if you want to talk about patriotism, the term of being unpatriotic was thrown around a lot during this NFL protest issue. Everybody was saying either they supported Colin Kaepernick in the beginning or what he was doing was not patriotic because obviously he was taking a knee during the national anthem. And personally, I think that the purpose of the protest has really kind of gotten jumbled. It's kind of lost in translation because, you know, the protest started because during the national anthem, obviously we sing because it talks about America and the freedoms, and we're celebrating America when we're doing the national anthem. But unfortunately, you know, and this also has to do with the beginning of the Black Lives Matter movement, we had our people being killed by police officers. So that's kind of how the protest started. But somewhere down the line, it got turned into them disrespecting our military and not respecting America, and how can you kneel during the national anthem if you're really an American? So I'm really interested to hear you guys' perspectives. So whoever wants to kind of jump in.
Well, I'll tell you, let's Money Marvin, play that tape for a minute, and then let's kind of set the tone.
I watched a little bit, and I will say that there was tremendous solidarity for our flag and for our country.